Hi, I'm Fred Fedewa, Site Coordinator for the CARA Boston Performance Group at the Morton Arboretum in the western suburbs. Congratulations on getting accepted to the Boston Marathon. Remember the joy you had when you got that email or letter and told you that you were in? I'm running the Boston Marathon! I'm running the Boston Marathon! I'm running the Boston Marathon! I'm running the Boston Marathon. Meg, what's the biggest concern to most people when they realize they are running the Boston Marathon?
The hills, Coach.
Exactly, the hills. Whether it's the Newton Hills or the downhills, there are hills in the Boston Marathon. As runners in the Midwest, we don't encounter too many hills, so sometimes we just freak out when we see one on a run or a training. So what we're going to do today, Meg and I are going to give you some techniques and some tips on how to negotiate those hills, so on race day you'll feel confident and fit to conquer those hills. All right, I'm going to need your imagination now. Let's pretend this is a big Thanksgiving table. Everybody has gotten up to go watch the game or take a nap, and they left you to clean up the table. And there's a chair out here and a chair here. You pick up the dishes, your hands are full, you're walking over here, now you need to move this chair. So you come in this chair and you push it out of the way and you move on. That movement that we just did right here, where you're pushing that chair out of the way, we're actually going to give it one word: chair. Remember that mantra, but we're going to talk a little bit later how to use that tip in your form. Meg, throughout your running career, what's the one thing you've been told about how to run uphill?
Lean into the hill.
Exactly. We hear that all the time. Lean into the hill. Unfortunately, we interpret that to mean lean from the waist, and you don't want to do that, and we're going to show you why not. So we know that leaning from the waist is bad. Megan is going to demonstrate the proper technique to lean, and that is you lean from your ankles. Much like you'd see a ski jumper in the Olympics, how forward they lean, that is what we're doing. As you can see here, it is one line from her ankles all the way to her shoulders. She's not bending at the waist. We can demonstrate good running form from bad running form by the use of this simple weight that demonstrates Megan's center of gravity. Now she's standing up, you see it's pretty straight down. If Megan were to bend over from the waist, as we said you shouldn't do, if you watch, that weight actually moves back. Her center of gravity is behind her, pulling her down the hill. Now we've accentuated a little bit for the purpose of this, but you can see. Now Megan, stand up and now lean forward, as we said, with that chair position, and now you can see the weight is moved forward, so her center of gravity is in front of her, pulling her up the hill instead of her pulling down the hill. So we've seen the proper form with the chair. The next thing we do, when we were going up the hill, you want to pretend like that hill is really hot. That hill is on fire. That hill is hot asphalt. Because when you go up the hill, you don't want your foot to be on the hill a long time. You want to pop, 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 pop up that hill. You want short strides, high cadence, and you want to skim up the hill more than drive up the hill. We've conserved energy by the tap, tap, tap up the hill, and chair by keeping our hips forward. Now when we get to the top of the hill, what do? We have a tendency just to let off. Oh, we made it to the top of the hill. You don't want to do that because now people are passing you. Once again, this is Fred Fedewa with the Boston Performance Group. Thank you for watching this video. For more information, visit the Chicago Area Runners Association website, cararuns.org.